A lot of people realize that consistency is key, but here's the problem. No matter how good your consistency will be, at the end of the day, what determines the results is what you're consistent in. If you're consistently doing dumb stuff in your training, you're training incorrectly, you will get dumb results, you will not get results, and vice versa. The law of cause and effect is so fundamental, you have to make sure you have it right. Here's the thing, all of those fitness influencers, and I am one of them, will go online and write on in their short videos or in their Instagram reels. Consistency is key, bro, and they will show you a transformation and then they will write, just stick to it. But here's the problem, some of those same people will promote knowledge when it comes to training that yields subpar results. So of course consistency is the most important thing, but here's the thing, after consistency there are a few more things you need to keep in mind. And the one thing that is after it is what you consistently do. It is how you are going to get in shape. In this video, I will go over 3 mistakes men make when they try to get in shape when it comes to their training, and think about it like this. Let's say you will go to today's workout and you will make this very small mistake. You will not really see much subpar results, but let's say that you will make the same mistake the next workout and then the workout afterwards, and as you will go to your workouts consistently, the 1% less results will compound into 1% less results over a month and over a year. So in most cases, mistakes can hinder your progress by anywhere from 5 to 50%. Most people think that there are things that fucking hinder their progress by 50%, but usually these are just the fundamentals, not doing them right. Most likely than not, the kind of mistakes that you make and I make and everyone basically makes, and you need to keep in mind and you need to be reminded that you are making, they reduce the results that you will get from training by around 5 to 10% together. By avoiding them, you will see 5 to 10% more muscle gain. Instead of gaining only 10 or 11 pounds of muscle in the next year or two as a newbie, you will gain anywhere between 12 to 13 or 14 pounds of muscle, way more. You will just look bigger. Let's start with the first one, and this one is the most fundamental one and the one that can hinder your progress the most. And this one is, so it boils down to two things: progressive overload and intensity. So how do you actually build muscle? It's not really about a certain exercise or how you scheme these exercises in your training plan. It is about a different thing. So these things, they make an impact. But the most important thing is getting stronger throughout the weeks with a good intensity, and you need to make sure you do that. I won't go in details over why you need to do it and why, because you probably know if you've been training for more than a month and you've watched some fitness videos, but that's the first mistake. People don't really focus on progressive overload and intensity. They train like bitches. They go and they fucking do that set, but when it starts to hurt, they just stop. But the point is, what you should do to maximize muscle gain, when it starts to hurt, when you start to slow down, these are the reps that matter the most. So when you start to really slow down, you do this rep, and then the next one, and you stop just one rep or two before failure. Before you cannot just do the concentric part of the movement. Why? Because it induces less fatigue. The second mistake: technique and exercise selection. Both the technique you have when you're performing exercises and the exercises themselves can make a big impact on your muscle gain, but not in the way you might think. Of course, choosing better exercises yield marginally, on very small margins, better results. But more importantly, there are two things you need to keep in mind. The first one is that you target most muscles, if not all of them. Basically, if you want an aesthetic physique, the physique that you want is a proportional physique. You should make sure you take care of proportions, and you do that by training all major muscles in your body, even muscles like your side delts. The second thing is making sure your technique is good so you minimize your risk of injury. Right? Getting injured sucks, and when you are injured, you cannot retrain. So, right, it is reversing when it comes to progress. It is really bad. The third mistake: a lot of people listen to people like Mike Mentzer and think that they should just do one set to failure and that's enough. Or 2 sets or 3 sets, 6 sets per week per muscle. And that's not wrong. That's enough to build a lot of muscle. But according to science, if you want to see even greater results, the curve of results does not stagnate after 6 sets per week. Hard sets per week. It has also not stagnate after 12 hard sets per week. 30 all the way to 30 and 40 and 50 yield more results. With one caveat, you can actually recover between them and you don't get overtrained. And that's the thing. If you want to see more results, then doing more sets, doing as many sets as you can, as long as you recover, right until the point in which you just can't recover, you go just before that point, doing these many sets per week will yield you more results. And you do that by spending a bit more time in the gym, maybe doing some supersets to be more efficient, or just spend more time in the gym and do these sets. And the mistake is basically not doing a lot of sets, especially if you want to optimize for hypertrophy. And you avoid it by doing a bit more sets, and as long as you recover between the sessions. And that's basically it. If you enjoyed this video, you can subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.